Hey everybody, welcome back to Touchy Reactions. Fans of Sabaton, this is the big one. After 75 plus reactions on this channel to Sabaton songs, I finally got to see them live in Nashville, Tennessee this past weekend, and this video is going to cover my whole experience from the time we left the house till the end of the concert. And spoiler alert, I met the band. I met all 5 of them and they are awesome. So stick around for the rest of this video. I'm going to be showing you the trip down, the venue, the fans outside, a little bit of the Epica show prior, shots from all through the Sabaton concert, and I'll give you my wrap up at the end of it. So this is it, my Sabaton live reaction in Nashville, Tennessee, October 3rd, 2022. Here we go. Sabaton fans, it is October 3rd. We are heading to Nashville. We're gonna go see them live in a few hours. We also did a little homework on Epica, so we'll know what's going on with those folks. So we are excited. We've been waiting for this for a year now since we first found Sabaton. And
82nd all over.
That's right, that's right. We are packed up and ready to go. Road trip begins now. So we'll see you on the other side.
Hands in elite, born to compete, never retreat. Living or dead, always ahead, fed by your dread. Our overwhelming firepower, have you mind and fear in where enemies hide? It's a shock of infiltration, a violent desperation. Out of the trenches, the stormtroopers rise. Higher in the sky, he's flying too fast and he's flying too high. Higher, eye for an eye, the legend will never die. Sun King of the ocean, he was made to rule the waves across the 7 seas. To lead the war machine, to rule the waves and lead the breeze. Once again, 100 men, start again, die again. That's when the dead men are marching again. And again, with the legs, then and again, attack of the dead, 100 men. And again, 100 men, start again, die again. When I die, I'll be immortal forever. I won't return to Blood Mountain. I am the soldier of heaven.
So as many of you know, Cindy has not been on as many of the Sabaton reactions as I have, which is all of them. So she wasn't as familiar with the band as I was, so I thought I would teach her the names of the band members and make sure that she knew them, so that if we did get a chance to meet them, which we did, she would know their names. And here's me testing her to make sure she knew the names of the band members. And now it's time to quiz her to see how well she has learned. So, Cindy.
Yes.
What is the name of the drummer?
The drummer is Hannes.
Good job. What is the name of the lead singer? Joachim, very good. How about the bass player?
The bass player?
Yes.
Per.
Per, correct. Very good. And we have 2 members left. What are their names and what do they do?
They're lead guitarists.
Yes.
Tommy and Chris.
Correct.
Tommy has no facial hair and he has a gorgeous voice because he did that Disney version of 82nd.
Yes, 82nd all the way. Very good. You have passed your test.
Put me on the spot there.
Yes.
Still commander, rule the battle for
Spearhead Flanders, damn it.
Storm of Panzers, battle called the Steel Commander. The third.
Spearhead Flanders.
My time is now. I was chosen by heaven. Say my name when you pray to the sky. See Corolla's rise. And today we're all brothers, twin flames, we're all friends. A moment of peace and a war that never ends. Today we're all brothers, we drink and unite. Now Christmas is arrived and the smoke turns the ground white. Through the gates of hell, as we made our way to heaven, through the Nazi line. Primo Victoria, the 6th of June. the shores of Western Europe, 1944. D-Day upon us. 9th Bomber Regiment 588. Undetected, unexpected, wings of glory, tell the story. Aviation, deviation, undetected, still protected. And their foes can't believe their eyes, believe their size, and they fall. And the dreadnoughts still nothing at all.
On our way to Nashville, we absolutely had to make a stop at a spectacle that is nothing but American called the Buc-ee's gas station. If you've never heard of Buc-ee's before, maybe overseas, it might not have gotten that far, but Buc-ee's is Americans' way of saying we're going to do it big, we're going to do it bigger than anybody else, and we're going to make it over the top and crazy. They've got the biggest, nicest gas station bathrooms. They got in-house barbecue pit master making barbecue sandwiches live all day. They've got soda fountains that have every soda flavor known to man. Every candy known to man is in that store. Every potato chip. They've got a in-house beef jerky station. They've got a candy station. They've got a bakery in there. There's clothes and merchandise for the kids. Outside, the gas pumps have hundreds of gas pumps, not like anything you would normally see. Heck, if you go to get ice, there are 30 ice machines outside for you to get ice for your trip. Buc-ee's motto is just do it big, do it bigger than anybody else. They hold the record for the biggest gas station. They hold the record for the biggest car wash. And it's just a spectacle. If you're ever in the United States and you see a Buc-ee's, just stop in there just to experience it. I know you'll love it. But hey, we had to get back on the road. We're going to see Sabaton after all.
Dignified, it's the last stand of the samurai. Surrounded and outnumbered, 60 to 1, facing the gun. 60 to 1, culture undone. 189, in the service of heaven, in protecting the holy line. It was 1527, give their lives on the steps to heaven. Thy will be done. Pagans marching ashore, washing the harbor with a hammer of Thor. Now the Asgard, our fighting ship sails, never to turn back again. They'll came back, cross is growing as the old, where no soldiers sleep and we're held 60 feet. That deadless way, there's no debate. So charge and attack, going to hell and back. Yeah, on that day, Sergeant George entered the fray, slain in the day, 82nd all the way. Into the fires of hell, the a hero to me. Into the war from over the sea, to me, 1918, all the way from Tennessee, the 223.
Nashville, Tennessee, the home of country music, Music City, the headquarters of Gibson Guitars, was not ready for what was about to happen this weekend when Sabaton brought their entire army and the Swedish metal to Nashville, Tennessee. When we got to Nashville, we were a little early to check into our hotel, so I said, hey, let's go down to the Ryman and see if maybe we'll get lucky and run into the band and get to, talk to them. I had some gifts I wanted to give them, and we'll see what happens. So we parked and walked over to the Ryman Auditorium. The Ryman is a 2,362-seat live performance venue. Used to be the home of the Grand Ole Opry for country music. From 1943 to 1974, it was there. The auditorium originally opened up as the Union Gospel Tabernacle, spearheaded by Thomas Ryman. That's why it's called the Ryman Auditorium. There were tons of fans there when we got there, and none of them seemed to be over by the tour buses, and we just kind of wandered our way over there and hung out for a little while, and then ended up meeting a guy named John Roper. John Roper has been, he's a cop from New York, and he's been following Sabaton all over the world. He's been to Wacken. He was at the concert that Floor and Hannes met each other at when Nightwish and Sabaton were touring together. He's been to so many concerts and has all these stories about meeting the band in the past. I was going to take his picture and include it in this reaction, but John likes to keep a low profile on the internet, so I just talked to him a little bit and got his stories, and he said it was okay to use his name. So shout out to John. It was fun talking to you. You know, he's one of these New York cops that's got a beard and long hair and tattoos, and looks like he might blend in with any rocker crowd anywhere. So he was cool to talk to him. We talked to him several times. We met him before the concert, in the concert, after the concert. The guy was everywhere. So shout out to John Roper. While we're hanging outside, just hoping that we get a chance to meet the band, a couple was there and wanted to get a picture in front of the bus with the Sabaton logo. So I took their phone and I'm getting it all set up. And sure enough, the door of the bus swings open and Joachim walks out right behind them. Well, I completely forgot about the couple wanting their picture taken. I pretty much threw their phone to them and was like, Cindy, bring the phone. So my wife comes over and I got to meet Joachim. And that's what I purchased these 82nd Airborne Division coins, 5 of them, one for each member of the band, and I presented those to Joachim as a thank you for all the great music that they've given to us, and here's that moment.
Wow, thank you.
For you and all the guys, awesome to meet you. I also have a reaction channel. I covered like 75 of your guys' songs.
Wow, thank you.
You guys rock. So glad you finally made it to the stage this year. Can't wait for the show. We're super excited. We've been singing all the way here. This is my wife, Cindy.
Hey.
Nice to meet you. Awesome.
After Joachim went in the building, it was about 10 minutes went by with nothing going on. So Cindy went over to actually talk to the merchandise lady that was loading all the merchandise out of the vehicle. And as soon as she disappeared out of sight, sure enough, Per comes walking out of the bus, and he was kind enough to come over, say hi, and take a picture. So got me a picture with Per, and sorry, Cindy, you missed out, but I appreciate you talking to the merchandise lady. So about another 10-15 minutes go by, and I'm just kind of hanging out, talking to some folks out there, Ben Griffin and Wayne Holmes. They were in town from Mississippi, and we were just sitting around talking about the band, and all of a sudden, door opens up, and here comes Hannes. And I asked him, would it be cool if we got a picture? And he came over, and here's a little bit of video of that. 82nd Airborne, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm good. I'm his wife, Cindy.
Awesome to meet you guys. I've been enjoying your music. Someone introduced me to y'all last year, and I've just been cramming through all your music. And just awesome.
And I'm a school teacher, and I like the history message that you give, and I share with my students. So this younger generation is going to get some heavy metal. Okay.
You want to get in it?
Yes.
And here's our photos. He actually disappeared for about 20 minutes into another bus, and when he came back out, had a sweatshirt on and hung out with us for about 15-20 minutes talking about everything. It was so surreal. I wanted to take my phone out of my pocket and just record it, but I also didn't want to ruin the moment. So I'm sorry I don't have footage of that, but I can tell you we talked about, we asked him how you're doing on the tour, how you holding up physically and stuff, and he said it's not like the old days when they used to just party and go crazy every night. Nowadays it's drink coffee, get some exercise, get plenty of rest. They're not the young studs they were back in the day. They got to really take care of themselves now. That was kind of cool for him to open up about that. The two guys that were there, Ben and Wayne, Wayne didn't know that Hannes was married to Floor, so Ben asked Hannes to tell him who his wife was, and sure enough, Hannes was happy to explain who Floor was. We talked about how when Hannes first met Floor, he didn't quite know whether or not he was going to like the Nightwish music because he hadn't heard it very much, and he said he had his first chance to go see them live, and he was just crossing his fingers that it would sound good because he knew he'd be honest with Floor if he didn't like the music. But fortunately enough, Nightwish rocks, especially with Floor in the lead, so he was able to tell her he loves it, and the rest is history. So that was cool. What else did we talk about? We talked about the difference between European crowds and American crowds, and how we were just hoping that the American crowds would bring good energy the way the European crowds does. And Hannes said so far it's been pretty good across the country. Everybody's been showing up pretty good and being loud in the crowd. So, that is that. And after a little while, he got done getting ready to go inside, and who walks up right behind us? Chris and Tommy. You can't separate those two. They're inseparable. And they were great. Got pictures with me and the wife. Tommy said, I'm handing out free hugs for everybody, but it seems like he just wanted to hug my wife a little bit more than anybody else. But hey, It's all right, Tommy. I'm gonna let that slide because you guys are awesome. I love you. Thank you for stopping and taking the photos. You guys were cracking jokes. You were funny, and you spent a little bit of time with us, and it was really special for those of us that were there. I couldn't believe there wasn't a crowd over there taking advantage of this because it felt like we had our own little meet and greet between us and Ben and Wayne. We just had our own little meet and greet going on over by the Sabaton bus, and it was crazy. So that was exciting. Meanwhile, the whole time I'm sending pictures to my patrons on Patreon. So, you know, an hour ago, they got a picture of me and Joachim. Then at 15 minutes later, they get a picture with Par. 15 minutes later with Hannes. And then at the end with Tommy and Chris. So I'm keeping the patrons up to speed with what's going on, and they're all getting excited. So that was cool. But yeah, after that, the euphoria of, oh, holy shit, we got to meet the band was still going high. The band went inside to do their sound check and get set up and everything. And Cindy and I went back to our hotel, got checked in, and got ready to go to the concert that night. All right, we get back down to the Ryman. We parked. We get over to the venue, and man, the crowd was showing up already. There was a line around the building. I could not believe it. Was awesome. You know, on one hand, you don't like to be in long lines, but on the other hand, you want this to be a sold-out show, which it was, and you want the crowd to be there early, which they were, which means they're hyped up, they're excited. You know, we had assigned seats, so you could have showed up at the last second and still sat in the same place. So the fact that people were there 2 hours early was super motivating for me. I got to talk to lots of folks in the line. I'll show you a few of those interviews right here. Some of the folks we got to talk to while we were in line was Mark and Peyton Letelier, I think their name was. They're from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Peyton, the son, is a huge fan of Sabaton, and Mark, his dad, was just being a great dad and bringing his son to a concert so his son can have a good time. It was cool to talk to them. So shout out to you guys. Glad you stopped to talk to us. Then we met Brandon, Rachel, and Aaron. They're down from Missouri. Brandon's a huge fan of Sabaton. He's 15 years old. One of his friends, Aiden, introduced him to the band and said, hey, I know you're into history and metal, so this band might be right up your alley. So sure enough, Brandon fell right in love with Sabaton, and he was super excited to get in there and see his first Sabaton concert. So shout out to Brandon and Rachel and Aaron, and hey, shout out to Aiden for turning Brandon on to Sabaton's music. You guys rock. Once we got inside, I ran into Cameron and Katie from Alabama, Bartow, Alabama. They were actually, at least Brandon was a fan of Touchy Reactions. He's been watching my reactions, and he saw me in the merch line, came over and talked to me a little bit, and I did a little bit of an interview with him once I met him here in the line. So here's that interview. What's your name?
Cameron.
Cameron, where are you from?
Bordeaux,
Alabama. Okay.
Roll
You guys
Tide?
drove up today, or
Yeah, we drove up yesterday.
awesome. Is this your first Sabaton concert?
It's my third, it's her second.
How did you discover it?
It was on a recommended page, I just looked them up. I
You
think
stumbled across it on YouTube, huh?
Yeah, Hearts of Iron was my first song.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh man, what song are you looking forward to tonight the most? You know the set list yet?
I know.
It's online. Don't look at it if you want to be surprised. It's good. It's amazing set list.
He likes Swedish babies. He's gonna fangirl.
Oh, it's not on the set list.
I'm hoping one of them will pull through.
Definitely not the third song in the encore.
No,
But yeah, you're gonna love it. As you can see, he's like a tall dude. He's got that cool Sabaton vest on. His girlfriend's real pretty, looked like a rocker girl. So the two of them looked like they had a really good time. We actually saw them before the concert in the merch line. And then we ran into them again after the concert and chatted a little bit and talked, reminisced about how good the concert was, that kind of stuff. So shout out to Cameron and Katie. Appreciate y'all, and thanks for the interview. And it was really nice to meet you guys. If we see you in the future, make sure you say hi. Once we got inside to our seats, I met the guys that were sitting on either side of us. Next to me was a kid named William, young kid, and damn, I'll tell you what, you're about to see when I start showing you this concert footage. William might have been the best fan in the whole damn arena, and he was sitting right next to me. I got lots of shots of him just going nuts, enjoying himself. I had some people around me. Some of them were a little less energetic than William, but William, man, he made up for it. He had a lot of great energy, and he kept me motivated and having a good time. So shout out to William from Memphis. He told me I should check out the song We Are Masters of the World by Sabaton, so I'm going to have to put that on my list for future Sabaton reactions. William, you were the best. You kept me motivated. I had a great time sitting next to you. Shout out. Sitting over to our left on Cindy's side were two guys named Jason Vitala and Dale Spivey. They lived in the Nashville area, and fortunately enough, there was an opening right in front of us, so Dale jumped up in front of us because he's a little shorter than Jason is, and that gave us all a little bit more room to dance around and make some, enjoy ourselves, not being packed in. So shout out to whoever didn't show up in those seats in front of us, because that gave us more room. And shout out to Jason and Dale. They were fun to hang out with and talk to before and after the concert. And heck, Jason even took the camera from me one time during the concert and took some footage of Cindy and I singing. So shout out to Jason for being a good friend and doing that for us. That was really fun. All right, then it was time for the concert to begin. Epica came out as the opening act, and I got to give Epica a lot of credit, because this crowd was kind of weird when they came out. And this venue is the type of venue that it has seats. It has church pews looking seats, and it has chairs, and everybody was sitting down, and Epica started their set, and everybody just kind of stayed sitting down. They were nodding their head and kind of doing this, but everybody was just sitting down, and it really wasn't the right energy for this crowd. And I feel like everybody wanted to stand up and start jamming out, but they also didn't want to be rude to everybody else. So it was just really uncomfortable for a minute. And the Epica, one of the Epica lead guitarists got up between songs and said, "Hey everybody, let's try something. Everybody stand up." And then, everybody just kind of got comfortable standing up. And for the rest of the show, people were standing up and just having a good time. And he really changed the energy of the room. So an opening act is supposed to get the crowd ready for the main act. And Epica totally did that, if not by all their great music, which I'll give you a sample of, but just by the fact that they got everybody out of their seats, and got us up and rocking. Joachim actually mentioned the part about there being seats in this venue when he came out and welcomed the band. I'll show you a clip of that right here.
You never know. We Europeans, we get nervous when we see chairs and shit through the crowd. Not supposed to be like this, but obviously, you solved the problem.
So yeah, shout out again to Epica. You guys play great music. The night before, Cindy and I did 3 reactions to all 9 of the videos on your set list. They'll be coming in the future, so we did know what those songs were about. We took lots of clips of those, and we'll put them on the Epica reaction that we release later. But hey, shout out to Epica. You guys are a well-groomed and well-needed opening act for Sabaton. You got that crowd turned around. You got the energy up in the room, and you guys really killed it. So shout out to Epica. So for this point forward in the video, I'm going to be showing you clips of the performance and clips of the crowd from the entire performance. I'm not going to show the entire songs. This will be just way too long. There's other videos on YouTube of the entire Nashville performance if you guys want to see that. But I'm just going to give you a little taste of each song, a little bit of the crowd reaction stuff that went on during the concert, and then at the end I'll wrap it up and we'll talk about, after the show, that kind of thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Sabaton. Here we go.
Doughboys would come from every walk of life and all ethnicities. A resolute wave of African Americans, Native Americans, young immigrants, raw-born farmhands, Ivy Leaguers. An English nurse wrote, "So these were our deliverers at last. So godlike, so magnificent, so splendidly unimpaired, and so timely." Americans entered the front lines in January 1918. A Marine commander, advised a retreat by a French colleague, answered, "Retreat? Hell, we just got here." More than 1 million young Americans would fight 13 key battles. Vanguard of an army 4 million strong. No one on either side anticipated how quickly they would arrive, engage, and decisively impact the war. The carnage ended on November 11th, 1918. American resolve had stopped the killing. By itself, World War I could not make the world safe for democracy. Liberty must always be defended, strengthened, and cherished. On the fields of France, 116,516 doughboys affirmed this with their lives. During 6 months of brutal combat, more Americans fell than in a decade of war in Korea and Vietnam combined. nation's capital, every major American war fought in defense of freedom is honored with a national memorial, save World War I. The unprecedented sacrifice of Americans to conclusively end a world war is more than worthy of this recognition, long overdue. With your help, the World War I Centennial Commission will dedicate this memorial in Pershing Park. It is time to honor their sacrifice.
Thank you all. You never know, we Europeans, we get nervous when we see chairs and shit through the crowd. Not supposed to be like this, but obviously, you solved the problem! So, have we warmed up our throats yet? It's pretty good, I usually have to ask twice. So, how about we sing something together? Is that okay with you? Okay, let's sing the word higher, and let's do that to the tune of the Red Baron.
few defenders would suffer its horrible consequences. Out of the poisonous cloud came an army of men who should already have been dead.
It's been a while. How many of you have seen Sabaton before? Wow. Welcome back. And how many of you are seeing Sabaton for the first time tonight? Welcome to the Sabaton family, guys. It's great to have you. You know, what a legendary place to be playing. Right? Super cool to be here. A lot of, yeah, you know, 1892.
Yes!
All the crew that kept this going, right? Wow. And it's almost as old as our lead singer, too. 2 years old. So, are you guys ready for some more heavy metal, or shall we call it a day? Are you ready for some more heavy metal music, Nashville? Well, the next one is a bit of a disco song, though, so I won't get back to heavy metal after that. All right? Yeah? Yeah! This is Soldier of Heaven.
My friends, you know what? Tonight is a little bit of a special night for us, and we're going to have a little bit of a different set list as well, because we're only 1 hour's drive away from Fort Campbell. Holy, the 103rds there, boy. So we thought we'd like to play a song in their memory. This is the Screaming Eagles! we need to play Nashville more often on this. Wow. So much fun. So, while we're all dressed up in our Swedish uniforms, is it okay if we do one more about Swedish history? However, let's introduce some democracy. Do you want us to sing the next song in Swedish or in English? Let's do it like this. I can't hear it. You're all screaming. I will say the name of the language. If you want to hear it in that language, well, scream! I haven't said the language yet. And if you don't want to hear it in that language, well, shut up, basically. So, who wants to hear the next song in English? Oh, shit. Who wants to hear the next song in Swedish? Alright, let's do Gott mitt oss! Ingen fina till natten. Ingen blå. my friends, you know what? You have no idea how good it is to be back on stage on a night like this after 2 years of pandemic hell. And to have a welcome like this on a Monday, that's pretty damn unusual, I'd like to say. So, how about some Japanese military history? Let's sing about the samurai! Let's sing about Shirayama.
It's a kind of a historical day in the life of Sabaton, coming to a venue like this with all the history it's got. And it was pretty almost near that we created another legend this morning when we loaded in, and the manager of this place say, I have seen a lot of things on this stage, but never ever a tank. Maybe now we put a little bit of history into this place ourselves.
Yes!
And walking around here, it's a living museum, and also in the backstage, they're hanging a lot of photos of artists who have performed here, of legendary shows and stuff. And I was hoping that, you know, one day maybe we hang there as well. So I like to... Tonight's a sold-out show. It's a great show for us. And let's try to create a legendary photo moment together. So if I ask of you to take up your cell phones and shine with them, all of them, because I want to...
Christmas has arrived and so just the right way.
My friends, excuse me, Tommy, what the fuck is wrong with you today? Making ninja moves to songs about samurais and introducing songs as well. You're taking my job.
Yes, he is!
You want to sing as well?
About the sky!
Let's give you a challenge. Anders, do you know something you could play or that he would be really challenging for you? So I'll actually go and take a fucking beer break. Enjoy! This is your moment. Go, take the microphone, enjoy. Bye-bye.
Nashville, you ready to sing? Tommy, are you ready to sing?
Sure.
Okay, let's do this.
Across the sea, God on the bay.
When did you get fixed? Oh, wow.
Yowzers!
My friends, I don't know, this doesn't always happen with Sabaton shows. It's a little bit of a weird night tonight. Oh, young one here. Hey man, how old are you? 14. What's your name? Come again? Cameron. 14 years old and going to metal concerts already. My parents wouldn't let me. As a matter of fact, they still don't, so don't put shit on YouTube, okay? So, is this your first heavy metal concert? No! A seasoned veteran at 14! Wow. I think you need a pair of sunglasses anyway. Look at that. That's the proof. Heavy metal is for everyone! My friends, thank you all for an absolutely fantastic evening.
right, that was Sabaton's concert in Nashville. It was amazing. I was worn out by the end of it from screaming, dancing, singing, filming, all the stuff we got to do to enjoy the concert. The crowd did pretty good. I'm not going to say they're as good as those European crowds, because I've seen those European crowds, and I got to give y'all credit. You definitely bring all the energy. I don't feel like we stood up to that level, but we tried. We Americans aren't up to the par of the European crowds with the energy, but we had our moments. There were some really great high energy moments. You saw them during the clips. You know, we'll get better. Other than that, I picked up all my merch. I got this awesome shirt right here, Sabaton shirt. I got this amazing looking flag that I've now got on display in my karaoke room / studio here at the house. Cindy picked up this awesome sweatshirt, was the same one that Hannes was wearing when he was talking to us outside. And we even got this cool Sabaton magazine / catalog with all their merch inside of it to take home with us. So overall, it was an amazing trip. And I'll just turn it over to Ryan and Cindy, exhausted, sitting in the car for the outro to this video. Thank you all for tuning in. Here they are.
Woo!
Oh man, it's over. We are back to the car. Finally catching our breath. It was an amazing concert. Sabaton just puts on a hell of a show. We met a ton of great people, and it was just so much fun. Epica did a great job opening. It was just, all in all, a fun time. If you ever get a chance to go see Sabaton live, absolutely do it. They showmen to the T. They were funny on stage. They controlled the crowd. Their music was just sounded great, looked great. They just were so comfortable on stage. That's where they belong. They're masters. And I just had a ball. I'm exhausted from jumping up and down. And
I love how into it the crowd was.
Yeah, the crowd
was amazing.
I was worried the crowd would be
me too.
Not too upbeat and have good energy, but as you guys have probably seen on this vlog, the crowd was great, and
they killed it.
The band said that they appreciated it, and that they need to come back to Nashville. So thank you to all the crowd for keeping the energy up, and it was a great time. The only disappointment was they did not play 82nd All the Way. They actually played the opposite of the 82nd All the Way. They played Screaming Eagles, which is the rivalry song to 82nd All the Way. So I'm very insulted. I'm gonna go cry at my room now for you know.
I will cry with you.
We had a great time. Hey, for all of you stuck around to the end here, we appreciate you stopping by, and don't forget to come on back.
Bye.